Hi everyone. I'd like to show you a couple of things about your Gazelle blade holder to help you be more comfortable with it. Now, I don't mean to sound like I'm being smart alecky, because I really don't mean it that way, but I think it'll help you to understand your blade holder better by comparing it to, of all things, your lipstick. Let me show you what I mean. Now, you've all had lipstick or used lipstick. Adjusting your blade holder is very much like adjusting a lipstick. If you turn the end of your lipstick, the lipstick comes out. If you turn it the other way, the lipstick goes back in. Your Gazelle blade holder works exactly the same way. Now, let me show you what I mean. First of all, there are a couple of pieces that I want to explain. On the very end of your blade holder is what we call the plunger. When you push the plunger, the blade comes out. Move my hand a little bit so you can see better. When you push the plunger, the blade comes out. When you let go of the plunger, it goes back in. Can you see that? The next piece I want to show you is what we refer to as the gold lock nut. It's called the lock nut because it locks the blade holder's position. And it's this little gold nut right here. It's a little snug, but if you loosen it up and turn it, that unlocks your blade holder so that you can turn the silver screw, this piece on the end, either direction. Now, I'm going to try to get this up close enough that you can see it. When I turn the silver screw this direction, the blade goes back inside. But if I turn it the other direction, the blade comes out. Now, I'm sticking this blade out way too far just so you can possibly see it in the video. But just like turning the lipstick back, the blade goes inside. And if I turn it the other way, the blade comes out. Exactly like the lipstick. If I turn it this way, the lipstick comes out. If I turn it the other way, the lipstick goes back inside. Your blade holder works exactly the same way. Turn it this way, the blade goes back in. Turn it back, and the blade comes out. Now, I'm sticking this blade out way too far. I will never put my blade holder in the machine like this. I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes. When you've got your blade adjusted to where you want it and you want to lock it in place, you tighten up this gold nut. And you want to tighten that gold nut as best as you can by hand. That prevents the silver screw from turning. It's locked nice and tight. Now I'm going to unlock this and give you an idea about adjusting your blade. When you're going to be cutting regular cardstock, if you feel the end of this holder with the cushion of your finger, the blade will not cut you if it's adjusted properly. You will only just barely be able to feel that blade sticking out. When you've got the blade adjusted, turn the gold nut all the way down and then tighten it. An easy way to check your blade adjustment is to take a piece of the cardstock that you're going to be cutting, fold it in half, hold your blade holder nice and secure, hold it straight up and down, and pull it across the cardstock. If your blade is adjusted properly, the top layer of this cardstock will be cut, the bottom layer will not. There'll just be a real light scratch on it, but it's not cut all the way through. That's an easy way to do it. Now, until you get used to feeling your blade like I do, I'm just doing this to make it fit in the video because I've got it real close up. Hold your blade holder and put the edge of the paper or the material you're going to cut right up against the edge of the blade. Now I doubt you can see it very well in the video, but you'll get an idea what I'm doing. Put the cardstock right up against the edge of the blade. You can do this with chipboard or just about any material you're cutting, but put it right up against the edge of the blade. And if your eyes are old like mine, put your glasses on. The tip of the blade will only be extended enough to match the thickness of the material you're cutting. That's a good way to look at it and visually adjust your blade. So there's a couple other things I want to show you. In order to change your blade, it's very, very easy. Hold your blade holder in one hand and push on the plunger. When you push on the plunger, the blade is going to pop out. See that? Hold the plunger in and very gently just grab it and pull it out. To put it back in, same way. Hold the plunger, put the end of the blade holder in, or put the end of the blade shaft into the blade holder. Oops, I just dropped it. Sorry about that. Put the end of your blade into the blade holder, and you'll feel the magnet grab it and let go of the plunger, and it'll suck it back in there. Just like that. When you're putting your blade into the blade holder, look at it carefully and make sure you're putting the shaft end of the blade in and not the blade end of it in. You want to be careful not to put it in backwards. Now when you're adjusting your blade, there's something very important I want to show you, and I just can't get a close enough video shot of it. So I'm just going to use a pen and draw it for you. Imagine that this is the tip of your blade. Can you see that? Okay. This is the sharpened edge of the blade, or the cutting face of the blade. This is the shaft end of the blade down here that goes in the blade holder. See this corner right here? That corner right here, where the blade comes to a corner, that corner of the blade should never ever be exposed from your blade holder for any reason. If you can see this corner of the blade, then your blade is definitely sticking out way, way too far. Never expose this corner, even if you're cutting chipboard or fun foam. Never expose this corner of the blade. If you do, you're just going to tear up your material that you're trying to cut. You're going to break your blade and you're going to be really mad. So just remember that that corner should never ever be exposed. Now occasionally when you're using your blade holder, and I don't mean every time you cut or even every day, but periodically push the plunger, pull the blade out, and hold this opening of the blade holder up close to your mouth and just blow into it. And that'll remove any little particles or debris of paper that might get caught up in there. If you've been cutting a material like fun foam or a paper that really has a lot of fibers coming loose, then periodically loosen up this lock nut and turn the silver screw like you're retracting the blade, but continue turning it until this silver screw piece comes out of this piece. And then take this piece, hold it up to your mouth. Can you see that? Hold that piece up to your mouth and just blow into it. And if there's any debris or fibers in there, that'll get them out. Never ever wash your blade holder. Water will ruin it. It'll cause rust. So don't wash it in water. If you happen to have adhesive on your blade or on your blade holder, use an alcohol swab to clean that off with. If you take your blade holder apart like this to clean it, never ever take it apart further than this. This is the most it should ever be taken apart. So after you've taken these two pieces apart, you've blown into this shaft to clean out any paper or fibers. Simply just screw it back together. Adjust your blade depth, and I adjust mine just by feeling it with the cushion of my finger. And always remember to tighten up this gold nut. As long as that gold lock nut is nice and secure, your blade holder will hold that blade extension. Just remember, ladies, adjusting your blade holder is no different than adjusting your lipstick. It's really that easy, so don't be afraid of it. Don't be intimidated by it. Get to know it, get familiar with it, and this blade holder will be your friend. Once you get used to it, you will absolutely love it. It gives you the total freedom to adjust your blade as little or as far as you need to for the material you're cutting. And just a little recap, on this end is the plunger. When you push the plunger, your blade will go in and out. This gold piece is the gold lock nut. It locks your blade position, and to adjust your blade you need to loosen it, adjust your blade, and then retighten it. Occasionally push in the plunger, remove the blade, blow into the end of your holder, and then just pop your blade back in, and you'll hear the magnet grab a hold of it. To adjust your blade to the cardstock or the material you're using, hold the edge of your paper or your cardstock up to the side of the blade, and the blade extension should only match the material that you're cutting. That's it for now. Stop back soon, and happy cutting to everyone.